Hi guys, it's been a while since I've uploaded on my channel, but I wanted to come back to make a bit of a passion video about the recent Iron Vow expansion they did on Roblox for Deepoken, and my opinion on every single one in relation to the Regent fight. So I've played every single Memento, and I've beat Regent on every single Memento. I'll include some screenshots of my menu to show proof, and I'm here to make this as a sort of like what my opinion is on how easy it was to beat Regent on each of the mementos, and maybe to help give you tips along the way, maybe to some of those people who are struggling, maybe to pick up a different memento or to do something different on the same mementos, just anything I can to help. So this will only be about how easy it is to beat Regent itself. Like other mementos are good, better in PvP, maybe against like Rat King or Emity, normal mobs, but we're not going to be talking about that. We're only going to be talking about Regent fight. So, without further ado, let's begin with what everyone's first one is going to be. First memento, Berserker. So it has insane damage output. I can equip almost every weapon in the game, meaning you can have like maximum comfort because you can choose anything you have the most experience with. It boasts high health, high DPS, high sustain, but this sustain doesn't really work in the Regent fight because you don't actually hit him to deal damage. He has a shield. Your Blood Rush doesn't give you any temporary health, and you can use Berserk, but I don't recommend it. I'm pretty sure he takes true damage anyway, and you want as much HP as you want for the fight. So, unfortunately, you can't really get much value out of your Berserk or Blood Rush, but you still have a lot of HP, and you could just keep ROM winning and just shoulder bash and one shoulder bash and one shoulder bash and kind of stat check him. It's nothing amazing for the Regent fight. It's definitely better for the other three fights, like a lot easier, but for Regent, I think it's a B tier. Moving on to Flame Worshipper. This memento is actually pretty alright for Regent. It boasts a decent amount of HP and mantras that are useful, including my favorite mantra to use on him whenever I can, the Relentless Flames. Relentless Flames on Flame Worshipper is insane. You get like 15 hits with this, and they come out super fast. It's way more damage than you would get if you M1. So using it on cooldown when you can is great. You also can use the Plexus Inferno, which has good damage and good swing speed. And that's kind of about it. It's just an all-around decent one. Because it has more combo potential, more mantra punishes, better punishes, and decent HP as well, I'll give it A tier. Saint J, one of the tankiest mementos in the game. Your insane amounts of health lets you face tank pretty much anything, and whenever you get like below half, you can just flask it right back to full. This has also helped with the orbital ice talents it gets innate. Lets you get tankier. It can feel a little slow, a little clunky at times because he parries everything. You can't freeze him or whatever. So that does kind of suck, but you still have a lot of decent mantras to use in the fight. You can just your M1s will do a lot of damage because they're heavy. Just M1 Ice Lance, and it's not too bad. Honestly, I still think because it has more damage and more combo potential with mantras than Berserker while having the same HP, I'll give it A tier. Oh, by the way, it's not going to be ordered in the... Well, except for S tier, because you're going to see I have a couple there, but for everything else, it won't be ordered. So just because something's first doesn't mean it's better than something that's last. Moving on to Spear Dancer. This one, going from one of the tankiest mementos to one of the squishiest mementos. This whole gimmick with Spear Dancer is like, can you get the sweet spot for the 30% extra damage? If you can, great, and if you can't, it's 15% less damage. The good thing about it is that if you're using it on a non-humanoid, you'll basically always get the sweet spot. The bad thing about it is Spear Dancer is incredibly difficult to use on Regent. One, he's not a humanoid, so you have to actually align yourself perfectly, which is really difficult because he's constantly moving himself around. So what ends up happening a lot of the time when you fight him on Spear Dancer is you either are too close because you want to make sure you don't miss him once, and then you just nerf your damage by 15%, or you're too far and compensated a bit too much, and you'll miss on M1 or 2 before you actually start hitting him. That really sucks. Unfortunately, most of your mantras also aren't good for the Regent fight. They can take too long to come out, like Maestro's Flourish and Twin Blade and Providence Dawn or whatever. So it just takes too long to come out. So most of the time you're just M1ing, And the only monster you'll be able to use is Gabolg, which is not bad. It's okay, but it leaves a lot to be desired. But the biggest problem with Spirit Dancer in the Regent fight is the removal of the vent. Because you can't vent out of because you don't have vent, it just buffs your next M1. It's really bad for the Regent fight. If you get caught in one of the tendril moves that like trap you, normally the counters you just instant vent and you'll take maybe 5%, but you'll be okay. You can't do that, which means if you get hit with the tendril move, because you're so squishy, you will lose like 3 bars easily. So you have to lock in really hard. Spirit Dancer is incredibly difficult to beat Regent on, so D tier. Next, Rogue Assassin. Now, I'm pretty sure Rogue Assassin has the second lowest starting HP of all the mementos. But at power 20, it's not as squishy as Spirit Dancer because it has some vitality if I recall correctly. So, but it definitely has more HP than Spirit Dancer, so it's not too bad. But the memento's damage is disgusting. The backstab damage you get is insane, and if you do manage to backstab, you can get the enhanced crit, which just absolutely nukes everything. And it's basically the same idea with the Regent fight. You can just spam crit, spam M1 on cooldown. It's just super easy to just stack damage. You can use ceaseless slashes and rapid slashes all the time, and just on cooldown, it's just really you can just farm through it. And faster swinging weapons are better for getting past the first phase because it's mostly just about spamming M1 through the tendrils to get to him. And Rogue Assassin is just great for that. You also have a bit of dexterity to help like move around when he does like his wave tsunami, like his wires, the wave of wires. So it's actually pretty good. It's a little squishy, but not that squishy where you'll get one shot, and it has insane amounts of damage. So A tier. Breaker. I'm a fist main. I use fists in pretty much everything. So I was really excited to try Breaker out. I'm usually used to fist not being that good. But Breaker is hands down, without a doubt, the best memento in the game. Like, not even just for the Regent fight, just the best memento in the game. S tier, hands down. It's not even close. Breaker is insane. It has one of the tankiest health pools of any memento in the game at like over 400. And it's supposed to be outfit locked, but it's not. It's bugged right now. So you can equip any outfit you come across, basically. You can get like easily 30-35% physical armor on top of all that tankiness. You can spam strong left to keep buffing it up over and over, and Rapid Punches does a disgusting amount of damage in PvE. And with the removal of auto parry, if someone slips up against you in a fight, you can instantly Rapid Punches them and they'll lose like 2 bars. You have Wind Up Bell innate. It's just insane. You get Sky Shatter Kick. It's just so crazy. It's good at Breaker is hands down the best one to the game. It's not even close. It is disgusting. If you want to just beat Regent and get the fight over with, just get the badge. Breaker's your one. It is so free. It is insane. Just go Breaker. Drifter. So this one's a bit weird, a bit hard to get, but once you learn Shogun, it should be extremely easy. It's definitely weird because of the parry thing, and then you basically can't block anything. But you get an insanely good weapon, and then once you unsheath it by just parrying anything, the Purple Cloud is disgustingly good. You swing like a dagger while doing the damage of like a normal medium weapon, so it's insane. It's just really, really good. Also, your monsters aren't too bad. You can do rapid slashes and exhaustion strike while you're moving around. Because you swing fast, you can get through the tendrils fast. You actually have pretty decent amounts of HP. Really fast. Your character is really fast. It's just great. No complaints. It does take a little to get used to with the parry, but once you get used to it, solid. A tier. Ether Erudite. There's not too much I can say. It's mantra based instead of M1 based. Getting the stacks of Ether Erudite is actually really easy against Regent if you bring a weapon that can just spam crit easily with no risk. If it's just a fast crit like Katana or something, or a Central Dirk, you can just spam crit on cooldown, get stacks. You can prediction him during very telegraphed attacks to get free stacks, and then you can use Ether Barrage or Rapid Slash, so you'll just nuke him. It's just really easy. It's a pretty easy win, honestly. There's not too much to say. It's just solid. Has a okay amount of HP. Not as squishy as Spirit Dancer. A tier. Next, Inheritor of the Gale. So this, I think, is the squishiest memento in the game. It has the lowest base HP, I know that. And it only goes up to 1 Vitality with no Fortitude. So Inheritor of the Gale should be the squishiest one in the game. Unfortunately, there's not like any unique talents about it, but it does get a couple of unique mantras. While Windfall isn't useful at all, you get a Hollow Wraith and Wind Vortex. So if you use Hollow Wraith and Wind Vortex, you'll just like do insane amounts of damage to Regent. You can combo it in between M1, so you can do M1 Vortex, M1 Hollow Wraith, just over and over and over. They're low cooldown, so you can do it over and over again. You also use Wind Gun, just make sure to blast spark it so you get the shotgun. You'll full shoot Regent. It's actually really easy to just get a shield down pretty fast. The annoying part is that you are incredibly squishy, so kind of like Spear Dancer, you have to lock in. But unlike Spear Dancer, your damage potential is insane. There's no sweet spot, sour spot. You have insane combos with mantras. It's just really good. But because it's so squishy, you're gonna have to get used to it because one hit is you're gonna lose like 3 bars. So I'll put it at B tier. But if you know the fight, it can easily be A tier, easily. Just get a little comfortable with fighting him. Iron Vessel. Iron Vessel. I didn't really like the Regent fight. I don't actually use like Iron Vessel a lot. It's really disgusting in PvP because of its gimmick with the posture, where just briefly, any damage you take is instead delayed as like damage on your posture bar, and then you take damage and your posture bar breaks. And in return, the downside to that is though, like you basically have very shitty posture regen. You don't get anything back from parrying, and any damage you take is semi-permanent because Etcher's Flask heals you like 5%. So I don't really like it. Iron Vessel does get Oxidizing Rush at power 20. So what ends up happening in the fight is once you get him past phase 1, you just M1. You don't even M1. You just Oxidizing Rush and then back up because Oxidizing Rush does a decent amount of damage. It's kind of the best you can do. It's pretty underwhelming. I kind of don't rate Iron Vessel for the fight. While it does have a decent amount of HP for sure, which helps, it's any damage you take is permanent. And if you get hit with the string move, you will lose 2 bars, and you're basically down 2 bars for the rest of the fight. Unfortunately, Flask only heals you 5%. So even if you were to use all 5 Flasks, you'll just be up a bar, and 5%. Not even enough to heal 1 string move back if you don't have Vent. So I don't rate it. Also has very low DPS, so getting through reach is actually pretty difficult. So I'd give this C tier. I wouldn't recommend it. Prince of the Moon. Just a quick disclaimer. Never use Heretic Sutra in the fight. You will shake. You will for sure take a punish for it most of the time, and you will cry about it. So just don't even bother. Just put it in the inventory. It's just bait. Ignoring that, it's pretty good. It has built-in Chain of Perfection, but that doesn't really help against Regent, unfortunately. But what the big thing is Restrain. Restrain does insane amounts of damage, and you'll be able to just chain it on him on cooldown every single time. You just Restrain M1, and when Restrains, if you don't have that much of a punish window on his next move, you can just use Rupture, the double punch, and then back up. It's actually really easy to get damage. The damage output on Prince of the Moon is insane, and you're quite bulky as well. It's so easy. You can't even mess it up. It's literally just Rupture on cooldown. It's very easy, not squishy. It's just solid A tier. Soulborn. So this is probably what most people want when they fight Regent. They just want to get past phase 1 and get Soulborn. I get it. It's fun. Soulborn itself, though, not really good for the fight. You get like a lot of mantras, but the only ones you can actually reliably use that won't get you hit for them and will do decent damage is like Sinister Halo, Celestial Assault, and Ashlam. Pretty much that's it. Your HP's okay. Your revive won't work. Your Command Phoenix won't work. A lot of your kit is just unusable in the fight, unfortunately. So C tier. Honestly, it's kind of lame. Steampunk. This was miserable to play on. Steampunk was miserable. It centers around the whole gimmick with Steam and this weapon you get, but the weapon is so frustrating to use. You have to crouch and manually press your reload button 10 times to fill up the chamber. And then next time you press your crit button, it'll unload all the bullets in your gun. Except the bullets in your gun will not hit non-humanoids. It'll just go through them every single time. The steam is really hard to keep on something. you have to keep in front of them, which doesn't work for the Regent fight because he's constantly moving around. So Steam won't do anything most of the time against him. You'll never be able to get a chance to like reload any bullets during the fight for most of it. You won't be able to chance. So you're basically just M1ing. You do get a lot of mantras. Some of them are okay. Like you get Fireforge, which isn't bad. You get Ice Lance, which isn't bad. So and Ice Cube's not bad. It's okay. It feels really annoying to play on. You're better, like, there's much better mantra combos, and the whole gimmick of the Memento basically doesn't work for the fight. The only decent praise that you have, you're not that squishy. C tier, I don't think it's as bad as Spear Dancer, but it felt really bad. Strange Merchant, guys, never gamble. You will get nothing, and you will cry about it. So just don't gamble. For the Regent fight, though, because your taunt is a counter, it's actually because all of his attacks are obviously the same timing every single time. You can just taunt a lot of them and just keep stacking up the damage. It does actually work on him. So you can just taunt, charm, it just like insane damage multiplier, and then radiant kick come on cooldown. Essentially, it's actually pretty easy. HP's not bad. Just spam taunt, spam radiant kick. It's not too bad. Not as high DPS as the other ones, but solid B tier. Theros Disciple. This is the weirdest Memento in the game in terms of design. I don't know what they were going with. You're like primarily a mantra build. You get like a bunch of wind and thunder No, you get a bunch of wind mantras, but a lot of the talents you get like are thunder based. But you only have like one damaging thunder mantra. The other one, Emotion Wave, you will never hit on anything. It does no damage, so that sucks. You basically just have Rising Thunder, and then you have Lightning Cloak, which doesn't do any damage. So like you enhance your thunder mantras, but like you're basically just enhancing one thunder mantra. Like you don't get any wind or thunder points, so like their damage is low. You're incredibly squishy. I don't really get the point of this. I think it's good for PvP because you have so many mantras you can just mix up on a lot, and then you have the oath, um, whatever the oath is called, I forget. But anyway, the oath's not bad either for PvP, but like against the fight, you're basically just gonna M1. What I recommend doing for Theros is you start with the fist weapon because it's gonna be the highest damage and the easiest to get him down with, and every single time he's in punish window, just use the Imperium Kata crit and then do an M1. It's by far the most damage. Imperium Kata will do a lot more damage than two M1s, and then you can just get another M1 afterwards. So that's the best you could do, but it is incredibly squishy. Like you can only use Gale Punch in the fight. The whole design of this is just clearly not PvE based. You will wipe most likely, and you will cry about it. So D tier. Voigtland. So Voigtland is the last Memento people will get most likely. Voigtland has a lot of jank to it right now, where if you kill players, you get like 0.01 HP. And one of the mantras, I forget what it's called, but the one that's vaulted doesn't even work. Shadow Vortex. Shadow Vortex doesn't even work. You won't hit anything with it, even if you put it out, so it's just kind of lame. And also, the only mantra you could use in the fight is Shadow Eruption, but Shadow Eruption does so little damage, it's kind of like no point. You're basically just better off at winning. So that sucks. So your DPS is incredibly low, but it makes up for being like literally unkillable. I mean, Voigtland is unkillable in the Regent fight. You have, even with the shitty HP you get from killing players, you'll still have around 500 HP, which is like going to be 100 more than like Breaker or Berserker. You have insane amounts of tankiness. And on top of that, you get a move where you sacrifice 20% hunger to heal 4% of your maximum health, and it has no cooldown and only has like a 0.5 second animation before you're ready to go again. So you can just spam that the whole fight. Literally just bring bread to the fight and you will be fine for the whole fight. You don't even need a flask. Just bring bread and just spam that ability on cooldown. It is insanely easy. Like it does have low DPS but like you're basically unkillable. Voigtland is super free. You're basically unkillable. So, A tier. One Redeem is not out yet, and then finally, the two I have been avoiding this whole time: Sightless and Flashing Thunder. So let's discuss them. So when you have the Blind Flaw on Sightless and Flashing Thunder, for the Shogun, Rat King, and Emity fight, You can actually see the room. Even if you don't have lantern, you can just see everything. So it'll probably give you bait or comfort into thinking you won't need a lantern for the last fight. Don't fall for it. You absolutely need a lantern, because if you don't have a lantern in the second phase, you don't even know where Regent is anywhere at any time in the fight. It's just like a depth trial. You need the lantern, or you will just wipe. You'll wipe. Bring a lantern. But even then, it only helps you when he's right in front of you. So you have to be super confident so you can stick right in front of him, because you'll know what his patterns are, what moves he's not going to do because it's on cooldown, and what move he is going to do, and have the reaction time to react to it. If you play the blind flaw, you have to react to any visual cue you see and know what to do immediately, and only off based on the colors of it. So you have to be incredibly comfortable with the fight to play blind flaw. But even then, he still has a grab move that has no visual indicator other than him dashing towards you. But you can't see it because you can't see anything more than the small circle of light around you. So it's just really, really bad. It's horrible. Sightless does actually have really good PvE DPS with Sightless Beam and Arc Beam, but that doesn't work in the Regent fight. You can never Sightless Beam, you'll just get hit for it, and you can basically just Arc Beam. You're basically just going to spam Arc Beam on him. But again, your Sightless has no traits at the end of it, and so you're decently squishy. Your M1s do low damage. You're blind. It's just really lame. You can't even use the Memento itself. You can't use any of the anti-heal stacks. He doesn't take it. So just D tier. Flashing Thunder is even worse. Flashing Thunder is literally not a Memento in the last fight. You don't, when you're actually hitting him, you don't even stack lightning orbs. So it's not like you just detonate them and then one-shot him to get him into his last thing or whatever. He doesn't take lightning orbs. You're just raw M1ing him. The only thing you can do is M1 and use Slice and Dice. That's it. You're not even a Memento. It feels horrible. But the worst part is when you do drop him to his last bit of HP, you destroy the shield, and now he charges the move. You have to find out where he is as fast as possible so you can hit him. This is the same thing with Sightless, because you can't see him when he teleports away from you. But your screen will be drawn to his big circle charging move. So it's fine. You'll know a decent amount where he is. But the problem with that is, while Sightless can just hit him once and get it over with, Flashing Thunder now starts stacking orbs right at the end of the fight. So what you need to do for Flashing Thunder is you need to find where he is as fast as possible, hit him with Ardor Slicer, double hit him with Slice and Dice, double M1 him, then unsheath as fast as possible to finish him off. One time I hit him with 3 M1s, unsheath, and he lived. So you have to hit him with the full combo of your kit in order to kill him, or you will wipe. I've wiped him like 4 times on Flashing Thunder. It is such an unfair fight. And on top of that, you're blind. So he gets all the cheap hits he will before. So like Flashing Thunder needs its own tier. It's like not even D tier. It's like Flashing Thunder tier. Never use this Memento. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.